Ladies, have you ever wondered about the subtle, silent ways men test you? These are not tests spoken aloud but quiet observations, measuring your essence, confidence, and presence. They aren't meant to challenge you but to see if you truly know your worth. Neville Goddard taught us that life mirrors our inner world. In the same way, these tests are reflections, opportunities for you to affirm your inner strength, grace, and poise. Passing them is not about manipulation or strategy, it's about embodying the highest version of yourself. Today, we'll uncover how to align with your inner power, harness the laws of consciousness, and pass these silent tests effortlessly every time. Men silently test women not through explicit challenges, but by observing how they reflect the energy they carry, their beliefs about themselves, and the confidence they exude. It is an unspoken dynamic, one that is deeply rooted in the essence of human interaction and relationships. This is not about games or manipulation, it is about alignment, about how a woman's inner state shapes the reality she experiences. As Neville Goddard so profoundly taught, you attract what you believe yourself to be. This simple yet powerful statement encapsulates the essence of passing these silent tests, for the key lies not in changing external behavior, but in transforming inner consciousness. When a man observes a woman, he is knowingly or unknowingly seeking a reflection of stability, grace, and self-assurance. He tests not to critique or undermine, but to see if her energy resonates with his own desires for balance and connection. This silent evaluation is not about perfection, it is about authenticity. It is not about adhering to societal standards, but about embodying a deep sense of self-worth that radiates without effort. When a woman understands this, she no longer reacts to external tests with insecurity or doubt. Instead, she becomes the embodiment of calm confidence, assured of her value without the need for external validation. The mirror of consciousness is ever at play. Life itself is a mirror reflecting back to us our inner state. In the same way, a man's silent tests are reflections of his own unspoken questions. Can I trust her strength? Is she secure within herself? Does she believe in her worth? These questions are never verbalized, yet they are deeply felt. A woman who passes these tests does so not by trying to impress or prove herself, but by being rooted in the knowing that she is enough as she is. This is the power of self-assurance. It cannot be fake, for it emanates from a place of truth and alignment. The secret to reflecting this inner assurance lies in understanding that the world is shaped by our assumptions. As Neville taught, the outer world is nothing more than a projection of our inner beliefs. If a woman assumes she is valuable, deserving, and worthy, she will naturally radiate this truth. Her actions, words, and even her silence will carry the vibration of confidence. When a man tests her, whether by observing her reactions, gauging her emotional responses, or assessing her consistency or unwavering belief in herself, becomes the answer to every unspoken question. To embody this truth, a woman must first let go of the need to seek approval or validation from others. She must turn inward, connecting deeply with her own sense of worth. This does not mean arrogance or detachment. It means cultivating a quiet confidence that is unshaken by external circumstances. When a woman aligns with her inner power, she becomes a beacon of strength, and men sense this on a profound level. It is not something that can be articulated, but something that is deeply felt. In moments of silent testing, a woman's emotional stability is often observed. Does she remain calm under pressure? Does she respond to challenges with grace, or does she react with insecurity and doubt? These moments reveal much about her inner world. Neville often spoke of the importance of mastering emotions, for they are the keys to shaping reality. A woman who can remain composed, who does not allow external events to dictate her inner state, demonstrates a mastery that commands respect. This emotional equilibrium is not about suppressing feelings, but about understanding that true power lies in choosing how to respond. Men are drawn to women who radiate a sense of peace and self-assurance. This is not a peace born of passivity, but one that comes from a deep knowing of one's worth. A woman who believes in herself, who trusts her intuition and honors her boundaries, becomes magnetic. She does not need to explain or justify herself, for her energy speaks louder than words. When a man tests her silently, she passes not because she has rehearsed the right answers, but because she embodies the truth of who she is. This is the power of the mirror of consciousness. It is not about trying to be what someone else wants, but about becoming the fullest expression of yourself. When a woman aligns with her inner worth, she naturally reflects the strength and stability that men seek. Passing these tests is not about effort. It is about being. It is about knowing, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are worthy, that you are enough, and that the world will mirror back to you the truth of who you believe yourself to be. The power of assumption is one of the most profound laws of the universe, and it is through this very law that a woman can pass the silent test men often present. These tests are not physical challenges or confrontations, but unspoken assessments of a woman's inner state. Men silently observe how women carry themselves, how they react to circumstances, and how they embody their beliefs about themselves. The key to passing these tests lies not in trying to meet the external expectations of others, but in mastering the art of assumption. Neville Goddard's teachings on assumption are clear and powerful. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. To assume means to act as if something is already true, to embody the belief that what you desire is already yours. In the context of passing a man's silent tests, this means embodying the belief that you are worthy, confident, and secure, regardless of external circumstances. By assuming this state of being, you align yourself with the vibration of what you wish to experience, and the world, particularly the men who silently observe you, will reflect that assumption back to you. A woman who assumes she is deserving of love, respect, and admiration will project an energy that commands these qualities from others. She does not need to seek validation because she already assumes it is hers. Men, consciously or unconsciously, sense this energetic alignment. They do not test her to see if she measures up to some external standard, but to gauge if her inner state matches her outward presence. The man who is observing will see her not trying to prove herself, but simply being who she is, confidently and fully. This alignment is what causes her to pass the test without effort, because she is already embodying the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the assumption that she is enough. When a woman assumes the feeling of already being confident, poised, and secure, her entire demeanor shifts. The posture, her way of speaking, the calmness in her voice all reflect this inner assumption. The silent test men present are, in essence, reflections of this assumption. Men may unconsciously test whether she will react with insecurity or self doubt, or if she will stand firm in her belief that she is worthy and whole. The power of assumption allows a woman to pass these tests effortlessly because she is no longer swayed by external circumstances. She has already assumed the state of the person she knows herself to be, and this is what others, particularly men, sense. Assumption is not a one time act, it is a continual practice. As never Persistence creates a strong foundation for her inner state, and men will silently observe this consistency. They will test to see if she will remain grounded or if she will waver in moments of challenge. Where a woman maintains her assumption of confidence and worth, no matter what, she passes every test. The act of assuming one's desired state is deeply tied to faith. Faith, as Neville taught, is the belief in something before it is physically visible. A woman who assumes she is worthy, capable, and deserving has faith in her own value, even when the external world may seem to suggest otherwise. Men test not to break her, but to understand if her belief in herself is unwavering. They seek to see if she has faith in her own power, whether she will bend in the face of challenges or stand firm in her assumption. A woman who has faith in herself, who consistently assumes the best for her life, passes every silent test without fail. The silent tests men present are simply invitations to strengthen one's own assumptions. They are not judgments of a woman's worth, but reflections of how strongly she believes in her own value. By embodying the feeling of being worthy, secure, and confident, a woman passes these tests effortlessly. She does not need to prove anything, for her assumption has already created the reality she wishes to experience. As Neville Goddard said, you don't have to make things happen, you only need to assume they have already happened. When a woman assumes her worth and her power, the universe, men included, will reflect back to her that assumption, passing every test without fail. Emotional stability is one of the most crucial qualities a woman can embody when navigating the silent tests men present. These tests are not about moments of extreme conflict or overt challenges, they are subtle, quiet measures of a woman's ability to stay grounded, composed, and centered in the face of life's fluctuations. A man, knowingly or unknowingly, seeks emotional stability in a woman, not because he desires perfection, but because it is a reflection of inner strength. The ability to remain emotionally stable in challenging situations is not a sign of weakness, but of immense power. Neville Goddard often spoke of the importance of mastering one's emotions, for they are the keys to shaping one's reality. A woman who can control her emotional responses, who can stay calm and centered regardless of external circumstances, is one who radiates a deep, unshakable strength. Men may silently test a woman's emotional stability by presenting subtle challenges or by observing how she reacts to stressful situations. This could be as simple as gauging how she handles small annoyances, disagreements, or even moments of uncertainty. The way a woman reacts to these challenges often reveals much about her inner world. Does she remain composed? Does she take a deep breath and respond thoughtfully? Or does she allow her emotions to overwhelm her? The silent test is not about the situation itself, but about the emotional energy she brings to it. A woman who maintains her emotional stability demonstrates a deep understanding of herself and her power. She knows that her emotional state is within her control, and she refuses to let external events dictate her inner peace. This emotional stability is rooted in a woman's self awareness. When she is aware of her emotional triggers and understands her own responses, she can navigate difficult situations with grace. The ability to maintain composure in the face of challenges is not about suppressing emotions, but about choosing how to respond. Neville Goddard often emphasized that our feelings are the precursors to our reality. A woman who chooses to remain calm, no matter the circumstance, is actively creating a reality that aligns with her inner strength and peace. Men, in their silent tests, seek to understand whether a woman can maintain her composure in the face of external stresses. When a woman can do this, she passes the test effortlessly because she has already demonstrated her emotional mastery. Emotional stability also allows a woman to make decisions from a place of clarity and confidence. When a woman is emotionally grounded, she is not swayed by external influences, including the opinions or judgments of others. She is able to trust her intuition and make choices that align with her highest self. This is not about being impervious to emotion, but about recognizing that emotions are not the masters of her reality. Rather, she is the master of her emotions. Men often observe this ability in a woman, for it signals not just emotional intelligence, but a deeper wisdom and maturity. It is this quality of emotional stability that makes a woman magnetic, as it reflects an inner sense of calm and power that is unshaken by life's fluctuations. The silent test men present can also serve as opportunities for growth in this area of emotional stability. Each test, whether it is a difficult conversation, a stressful situation, or a moment of uncertainty, offers a chance for a woman to practice her emotional mastery. The more she is able to stay centered, the more she reinforces her inner strength and peace. The act of choosing to remain calm, choosing to respond with dignity and grace, is what allows her to pass these tests without fear. It is through this emotional stability that she becomes a woman who is not easily rattled, who does not react impulsively, but responds from a place of wisdom and self assurance. Moreover, emotional stability is tied to self respect. A woman who maintains her emotional equilibrium demonstrates that she respects herself enough to not be pulled into drama, conflict, or unnecessary emotional turmoil. She understands that her peace is sacred and that her emotional responses are a reflection of her self worth. This self respect is magnetic and draws others to her, particularly men who value stability and maturity in their relationships. When a woman is emotionally stable, she commands respect because she shows that she values herself enough to maintain her own peace, regardless of what is happening around her. In the end, passing the silent test that men present is not about being perfect or never feeling emotions. It is about learning to master them, to remain calm and centered, even when the world around you may feel chaotic. Emotional stability is a reflection of inner strength, self awareness, and a deep understanding of the power of our emotional states. A woman who embodies this stability passes every test, not by force or effort, but by simply being the embodiment of calm, wisdom, and grace. She becomes a reflection of Neville Goddard's teachings that our emotional states shape our realities, and by maintaining control over them, we create the life we desire. Faith in your inner self is the cornerstone of passing any silent test a man may present. It is the quiet yet powerful force that shapes a woman's ability to stay true to her worth, regardless of external validation or circumstances. Faith in oneself is not just about belief in one's abilities or potential, it is a deeper knowing, an unwavering trust in the inner voice that guides us, and a conviction that we are enough, just as we are. This faith is what men silently observe, as they seek not just a connection, but a deep rooted confidence in the woman they encounter. When a woman embodies this inner faith, she passes every silent test, not through effort or force, but through the sheer certainty of her self worth. Neville Goddard taught that faith is not a passive belief, but an active state of knowing. It is not about waiting for external events to prove that one is worthy or capable, but about assuming the feeling of being worthy right now. A woman who has faith in herself does not need to seek approval or validation from the outside world because she knows in the core of her being that she is enough. This kind of faith transcends external circumstances. It is a deep inner knowing that remains unshaken, regardless of how others may perceive or treat her. Men may test a woman silently by presenting challenges, uncertainties, or even difficult situations, but a woman who is grounded in faith will remain calm and composed because she knows that nothing in the outside world can diminish her worth. Having faith in yourself means trusting your own instincts, judgments, and decisions. It is the ability to listen to your intuition and act in alignment with your higher self, even when the path is not immediately clear. This faith is not something that can be easily shaken by external influences or the opinions of others. When a woman is deeply connected to her inner self and trusts her own wisdom, she becomes unmovable in her confidence. Men observe this inner strength, as they too are drawn to those who demonstrate a solid sense of self and a steadfast belief in their own worth. A woman who operates from this place of faith is magnetic because she does not seek to prove anything to anyone, she simply is. This kind of faith is built over time through consistent self affirmation and a deep connection with one's inner truth. Faith is not something that can be faked or conjured at will, it must be cultivated from within. A woman who has faith in her inner self has spent time reflecting on her worth, her talents, and her unique gifts. She has made peace with who she is, embracing both her strengths and her flaws, knowing that her worth is not dependent on her perfection, but on her authenticity. This faith becomes a guiding force in her life, helping her navigate through challenges and tests with grace and composure. In the context of silent tests, faith in oneself manifests as emotional stability, resilience, and self assurance. When a man tests a woman, he may be silently assessing whether she has the faith to trust her own instincts, make decisions based on her inner knowing, and stand firm in her beliefs, even when faced with adversity. A woman who has faith in herself does not waver under pressure, because she knows that her value is not determined by external circumstances, but by her own internal foundation. Men are drawn to this kind of strength because it is rare and deeply magnetic. It is the faith that comes from knowing that no external event can alter one's sense of self-worth. Moreover, faith in oneself is an ongoing practice. It is not a one-time declaration, but a constant, conscious decision to trust in your own path. Even when the journey is uncertain, faith grows stronger with each step, each challenge faced, and each moment of self-affirmation. When a woman continues to choose faith in herself, she becomes a living testament to the power of inner belief. This unwavering faith is what allows her to pass every silent test, because it is a reflection of her unshakable inner strength. Men may test her, but they will see that nothing can disturb her peace or her belief in herself. Passing the silent test men present is not about responding to each test individually, but about embodying the energy of someone who is deeply aligned with their inner self. When a woman has faith in herself, she radiates an energy of self-assurance that cannot be ignored. This faith becomes a part of who she is, and as she moves through life, men will naturally sense this inner confidence. They may test her, but they will see that no external influence can alter her course. She has faith in herself, and that faith is unbreakable. Through this unwavering belief, she passes every silent test with ease, because her inner knowing is the foundation upon which she builds her life. The law of persistence is an incredibly powerful concept when it comes to passing the silent tests that men often present. These tests are not about single moments or isolated events, rather, they are ongoing reflections of a woman's consistency, resilience, and unwavering belief in her own worth. Men silently observe how a woman behaves not just once, but over time. They test whether she can remain true to herself, maintain her sense of self-worth, and consistently embody the traits she claims to possess. This is where the law of persistence plays a crucial role. It is not about immediate perfection or instant results, but about consistently showing up as your best self and staying true to your inner beliefs and values, no matter the circumstances. Neville Goddard emphasized that persistence is the key to manifesting desires. He taught that if you continue to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, despite what the external world may show you, you will ultimately bring that desire into fruition. In the context of passing silent tests, persistence means consistently embodying the belief that you are worthy, confident, and deserving. It is about aligning your thoughts, actions, and energy to reflect this truth day in and day out, even when faced with challenges or doubts. This persistent alignment is what allows a woman to pass every silent test without fail, because it demonstrates that she is not a fleeting moment of confidence, but someone who has a deep, unwavering belief in herself. Persistence does not mean pushing through obstacles in a forceful way, but rather staying committed to your own inner truth, regardless of external influences. A woman who embodies the law of persistence understands that the universe will test her resolve, and these tests are simply opportunities for her to reinforce her belief in herself. Men may observe her reactions to difficult situations, waiting to see if she will remain consistent, if she will stay true to her values and self-assurance when things get tough. When a woman persists in embodying her highest self, even in the face of adversity, she passes these tests with ease. It is this consistency that men find most impressive, as it signals that she is not easily shaken or swayed by the external world. The law of persistence also speaks to the idea of unwavering commitment. When a woman is committed to her own growth, her own well-being, and her own sense of self-worth, she will consistently show up as her best self day after day. This commitment is not dependent on external validation, but on an internal desire to honor herself. It is this level of commitment that men silently test. Do they see a woman who remains grounded and steady, or one who wavers depending on the situation? A woman who is truly persistent in her beliefs and values will never falter. because her inner commitment is so strong that nothing can break it. She will consistently embody the confidence, grace, and strength that men are silently seeking. Moreover, persistence in passing these tests is not about striving for perfection or never making mistakes. It is about consistently choosing to rise after each setback, learning and growing from each experience. The law of persistence encourages a woman to view each test as an opportunity for refinement, a chance to further solidify her self belief and confidence. A man may silently test a woman repeatedly, waiting to see if she will remain consistent in her behavior and demeanor over time. The woman who persists in embodying her best self, who does not allow a single moment of weakness or uncertainty to define her, will always pass these tests. She understands that the journey of personal growth is not linear, but the commitment to staying true to herself is what matters most. The power of persistence also lies in its ability to build trust, both within oneself and with others. When a woman consistently demonstrates emotional strength, self assurance, and a deep belief in her own worth, men are drawn to this consistency. They are subconsciously testing whether she is the kind of woman who can be relied upon, who will stand firm in her beliefs and actions no matter the circumstances. A woman who persists in her truth, who continues to honor her inner strength regardless of life's challenges, earns this trust. It is not earned by reacting to every test, but by consistently embodying her authentic self and standing by her own values and beliefs.